This week, I'm going to lead you through a short first aid practice for tight shoulders. This means we're going to focus on poses and movements that really target the shoulders, upper back area, trying to ease and release tension. Let's get started. For this week's practice, you don't necessarily need any props, but I have taken 2 blocks here with me so that the first pose, child's pose, could be done with blocks under hands. Other than that, you don't really need any props today. We're going to start in child's pose, and you have an option to bring blocks. This could be also just one bolster sideways, but you have an option to elevate your hands, your elbows, your forearms off the mat. So find your child's pose, and elevating the hands, the arms off the mat might give you a bit stronger sensation around the shoulders. There could be a stretch around the shoulders, maybe upper back. If there's a pinch, if there's a sharp pain, then just bring your hands, your arms on the mat. You can also bend your elbows. But we'll spend about 5 more breaths in this child's pose. Just starting to gently soften around the shoulders. Also softening through the neck. And if you still need to adjust your pose to find that softness, then you are more than welcome to adjust. Let's take one more slow breath in and out. And then in your own time, slowly bring yourself up into a seat. And you can either sit on your knees, on your shins, or you might find a cross-legged seat. You decide. We'll do a few cat-cows here. So now, as you inhale, open your chest, and with the out breath, round your back. And try to really focus on moving that space between the shoulder blades. So here you might draw shoulder blades together, and then as you round your back, creating more space between the shoulder blades. Inhale again, opening through the chest. You might lift your chin a bit higher up. And then exhale, round the back. You can bring chin towards the chest. 2 more times. Focusing on the upper spine. Also letting shoulders move in and out. Follow your own breath. 1 more round, opening the chest. And then 1 small rounding the spine. And then bring yourself to center. And now we're going to extend arms in front and then cross the wrists and turn palms towards each other. So you're interlocking fingers in front of you. Inhale. And as you exhale, round your upper back. You gently reach forward with your hands, and then see if you could lean your head forward as well. Trying to open that space between the shoulder blades with a slightly longer stretch. Send 1 more breath between the shoulder blades in the upper back. And then as you inhale, open your chest. Bring arms behind the back, and now interlock fingers behind your pelvis, behind the back. And then inhale, lift your chest a bit higher up. So now opening across the front. You could either let your hands, your arms just sink down towards the mat, or you could gently lift your hands away from the pelvis. Listen to your shoulders. 1 more breath in and out. And then exhale, release your arms. Now once more, bring hands and arms in front of you. Cross your wrists the other way now. So if you had right on top, now bring left on top. Interlock fingers. And then once more, round your back and gently reach hands and arms
away from the chest in front of you. And you can round your neck, bring chin towards the chest. We try to keep tops of the shoulders soft, away from the ears. So not lifting shoulders up to the ears, but leaving that space between ears and shoulders. One more breath in and out again. Breathe between the shoulder blades. And then slowly release. You could roll the shoulders. And then we'll circle the arms a few times. Now inhale, bring left arm up, twist to the left, and then exhale, bring the left arm down. Same to the right. Inhale, right arm up, twisting to the right. Exhale, bring the arm down. Continue a few rounds. Left arm up and down. Right arm up and down with that twist. So you're actively twisting through the upper spine. You might follow your hand with your gaze. Again, right arm twisting to the right. Let's do one more round. Twisting to the left and twisting to the right. And then from your seat, bring yourself onto hands and knees. And if you have blocks there, you can now put those props aside. And we've been sitting for quite a long time, so now first extend your left leg behind you and a few times rock forward and back from hands to that left foot, just allowing the knee to extend. And then change to the other side. Extend your right leg. Leave the toes tucked under. Again, a few times rocking back and forth. And then bring your both knees back onto the mat. You could open knees a bit wider, same with the hands. And now start to circle the weight from hands to knees to hands, and really focus on moving your shoulders, those shoulder joints, moving your shoulder blades. Allow your neck to move as well. Keep your neck soft. And then change the direction. So you might find a lot of movement in the hips, along your whole spine as well. Our focus is now in the shoulder area. So trying to get those ball and socket joints moving, circling. Let's do one more round. And then bring your weight to center. Bring hands back under your shoulders. And now we're going to just move from the upper back, from the shoulder blades, keeping arms extended. So we're kind of doing upper back push-ups, but not bending the elbows. So almost lock your arms. Now as you exhale, let your shoulder blades come towards each other. So creating a little valley in your upper back. Keep your belly still drawn in. And then as you inhale, open that space between the shoulder blades, kind of widening them, sliding them away from each other. Again, as you exhale, allow the shoulder blades to sink towards each other. Keep support in the belly area. And then inhale, slide the shoulder blades away from each other. We'll do 3 more rounds. Exhaling, shoulder blades sink towards each other. And inhale, they slide away from each other. So it's a quite small movement. Try to keep your elbows straight 2 more times. And keep your core engaged. So we're not dipping into the lower back. We're really trying to focus on the upper spine. 1 more round. Exhale, creating a valley in the upper back. And inhale, sliding them apart. And then for a moment, round your back into child's pose again. This time, you could bring arms down next to your legs. Or you could even bring arms behind the back. And take a few breaths in and out, letting the hands rest. So taking pressure, taking weight off your hands and wrists. send another breath towards your back, towards that back space. And then step hands overhead. Bring yourself back onto hands and knees. Now we'll go into thread the needle and then a stretch for the front line of the arm, the chest, the shoulder. As you inhale, first reach your right elbow up to the ceiling. And then exhale, slide your right arm under the left arm into thread the needle. And you could lean the side of your head on the mat. If you want, you could slide left arm overhead. We are twisting to the right. You might also feel a stretch on the outside of that right shoulder. Make sure there's no pain, no pinching in the shoulders. Take another breath in and out here. And then step left hand back under shoulders. Now lift your chest, the arm off the mat. And now extend your right arm out to the right side of the mat. And then bring your right shoulder, head back on the mat. Now we keep supporting with that left arm. So we are gently pressing down through that left hand. We're looking for some opening, some stretch on the inside of that right shoulder, the pecs area, and going all the way to that right arm. The arm could be slightly bent. We'll try to keep it roughly shoulder height or a bit higher up. Take another breath in and out. And then press down through your left hand. Bring yourself back onto hands and knees. Rock from side to side a couple of times. And we'll do the same with the other arm. So now left arm going under. Inhale, reach left elbow up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, slide your left arm under the right arm. You can lean the shoulder and head down. If you want, you can bring your right arm overhead. And breathing here, again, actively, we are turning chest towards the right side. And really focus breathing towards the ribs. So you're trying to kind of expand the ribs slightly with each in-breath. And then with your next breath, bring right hand back on the mat. Lift your chest, your arm off the mat. Slide left arm to the left side of the mat. And then bring the front of the shoulder, head, even chest towards the mat. And just lightly press down through that right hand. So we are quite actively supporting with that right arm. Again, making sure there's no pain. If you need to adjust where the left arm is, you can slide it higher or lower, but try to keep it shoulder height or a bit higher. Take one more breath in and out. And then inhale, bring yourself back onto hands and knees. And from here, we're going to go into the puppy pose or the melting heart pose. Now you have an option to use blocks under elbows if you want, or you could just keep your hands and arms on the mat. We're going to bring weight onto the elbows, and then you can bring palms together. And as you exhale, start to open your chest down towards the mat. So now we keep our hips roughly on top of the knees. You could lean your head onto the mat. And breathing here. If you feel that having elbows elevated is too much for today, just keep your elbows on the mat. Take another breath or two in and out. You could also have your chin on the mat if that feels better for you. And then slowly bring yourself back up onto elbows and knees. Then you could lift onto hands and knees. And from all fours, bring yourself into a seat. And now, this could be a cross-legged seat, or again, you could sit on your shins, what feels good. You can also sit on a block if that feels good. And we're going to do a few more movements for the neck and releasing tops of the shoulders. We'll start with some circling movements. Bring your right ear towards the right shoulder, and then start to circle your head to the left, gently behind you, back to the right, and continue a couple of circles this way. From head, allow that movement to spread to your neck, your shoulders, your upper back. So your whole upper back is circling. And then from an easy place, change the direction. We're not looking for a strong stretch or a big sensation, just allowing a very subtle circling, subtle stretching sensation. And make sure you are breathing here all the time. A smooth movement. We'll do one more circle. And then find your way back to center. Now bring your right arm behind your back, and you could take hold of your trousers or shirt behind you, and then bring left hand kind of to the right side of the head or on top of the head. Inhale and exhale very gently. Lean head towards the left shoulder. You could go sideways, or maybe turn your head just a tiny bit in a diagonal line, so chin comes a bit closer to the chest. If having your left hand on top of the head is too much for now, you can always bring the arm down. Looking for a stretch that goes from the top of the neck all the way down to the shoulder blade area. Take another breath in and out. And then slowly bring head in front of you to the center. Release the arms, and then bring your head back up to the center. You could turn head from side to side. And we'll do the same to the other side. So now bring left hand, left arm behind the back. I'm taking hold of my trousers, so this helps to release the arm and kind of almost anchoring the hand and arm behind you, behind me. And then you can bring right hand to the left side of your head, maybe even to the ear or just closer to the top of the head. And exhale, lean right ear towards the right shoulder. And again, you could stay sideways or turn head in a gentle front diagonal. So looking for some opening again from the top of the neck on the left hand side down to the left shoulder blade. Keep breathing all the time. Try to keep tops of the shoulders soft. Take one more breath in and out. And then again, release your arms first, and then bring your head in front of you. And from there, bring your head up. You can roll the shoulders, turn head from side to side. And here we come to the end of our practice. You can bring palms together in front of the chest. And as always, thank yourself for looking after yourself, and especially your shoulders, your upper back today. I hope you feel a bit more free in your upper body. Thank you very much for joining in, and I'll see you on the next video. Namaste.